you very much for having me here. Just 2 words, because there are other cool conferences Sherry didn't mention already. So, no offense, really. There are so many cool ones. I'm organizing a PHP unconference, so it's about PHP. If you need some sun and some island, we are doing it on Mallorca. And there is a Mage unconference. It will be in 6 weeks, more or less, in Berlin. We are still looking for a few attendees, and if you have still marketing budget, we are looking for a few sponsors too. Okay, on to topic. Fucking up projects, a manual. I'll start with a short story too. There was one day which inspired me to this talk 4 years ago, when a friend of mine came to me and said, "Hey Fabian, are you interested in making an online shop with me? The budget is very small." And I said, "Yeah, it's no problem, let's do it." And I said, "As long as we are quite hard at the standard and don't do anything fancy, it's no problem." And he said, "No, we only need a configurator." So yeah, it started, and I would say mostly of what I'm talking about now happened in this project. So yeah, a few words about me. I'm a Magento freelancer, I'm a speaker, I'm a Magento PDF maintainer, not very active at the moment, I'm sorry for that. I'm organizing a few conferences, and I'm a Magento board member. So if you have any questions, come to me. Oh, by the way, if you need cards because you cannot remember when the Mage Unconf is, just came to me or to Sonia. Okay. How does a project start? First step is we need a project. For the scope of this talk, we just assume we have one. So, before the project, everything is fine. To fuck up your project, the first thing you have to do is to have great expectations at the customer and very low expectations at the team. So it has to be highly different. Means over-advertise versus under-deliver. To do this, it's important to give diffuse answers on questions, so you don't really know what you're doing. You don't have to need a scope, so you don't know what you're doing. And I personally think it's quite unprofessional if you set the price artificially low to get the project, and you already know that you're running out of budget. But I'm a realist. I know that everyone accepts just that IT project's running out of budget, but still, this is crappy, and we have to stop with it. Yeah, fucking up projects. We don't need any decisions. We don't need a decision-making process because there are no decisions. We need ambitious vocabulary. So what is the backend? I have no clue, but we do it. What is content? No idea, but you deliver it. We need a CMS. We need an open source software, which might mean it's free or not. We need final things. You know, final version 1, 2, 3, 4, 20. Things are tested. What means tested? Exactly. We need requirements. Let's do a shop, maybe. And a concept. 1 page, half a page, 30 pages. And even if you have 30, 100 pages, you still have no clue what you're actually doing. And even if you have, it will totally change during the project. You have to invent new words, whatever they mean. And of course, I think everyone knows the word feature or scope creep. When the customer says, "Yeah, we didn't actually talk about it, but maybe you have fun to do this," especially if you have a fixed price. Perfect. The alternative to no decisions is make decisions about everything. You need to specify everything. You need to decide everything, even if you don't know yet whether you know it. Do you know an import? Absolutely. Where from? We don't have a ERP or anything, but I'm sure we get the product somehow into. And what helps a lot to screw up your project is if your customer don't know his business and don't know his processes. and you don't help him to discover them. Deadlines are deadlines. Book TV and newspaper ads before the estimate. Everyone knows it? Do it again. Management makes time assumptions. I know a lot great managers who are able to do good time assumptions. Still, it's a bad idea to do them without talking to the team. Okay, we made all the not decisions. We booked our TV ads. So, right into the project. We don't want to communicate ever. Never let them, your team, your customer, your front-end developers, talk to the customer, to the other developers, to the front-ender, to the testers. Prevent communication wherever possible. We don't need approvals. Why talk to the customer? Just show him in the end what you have done and he will be totally happy. And because we don't have any communication, there is no PM needed, so you save money. If you cannot avoid communication, mix channels. Use as many communication channels as you can. Email, telephone, Slack, HipChat, ICQ, Jabber, MSN, Facebook, Twitter DM. What about fax machines? You know Asana, Jira, Basecamp? And it's highly important that you have all the channels all the time open. Ringing phones makes projects faster. And different languages. Use English, German, French, Czech, Python, PHP, Java, whatever. Mix them. And make sure that, if possible, use group chats. No responsibility, but maximum noise. Ah, and I forgot, meetings, meetings, meetings. Don't document anything. And I'm not only talking about tech docs. I'm talking about changing responsibility for tickets, for teams, for everything. Don't document. And do your job, but only this. Don't look behind your own nose. Don't tell anyone if you see problems if they are not on your scope. I tell you they shoot the messengers. And again, deadlines are deadlines. People will get deadlines. So artificially short deadlines help you screwing up your project. High pressure, so you have even less communication than no. You have night shifts with your team. Bad food helps a lot. Pizza, cola, Red Bull, Germans like Mate. Less sleep helps. And don't have any breaks. Completing the project. We are now in the dead zone. Means we are already late, everything is fucked up, but there is still something to achieve. Ignore the client. If the client asks for a project status, just ignore him. Ignore the emails, and if the phone rings, ignore it several times. If you have mastered it, one day the client will call your subcontractor. Happened in the project. Yeah, hello, my name is, and I read your name on the Basecamp. I think you're working on my shop. Yeah, great. Then we are in the dead zone, yeah, you remember? Change the team often. Increase the team size when you are late with unknown freelancers and junior developers. Fire team members on a daily basis and don't talk to them ever again. No communication. And of course, we need culprits, no solutions. Cover your own ass. Blame always the others, they are idiots. And don't search for solutions before a culprit is found. Questions?
No communication.
Okay, so I got that I have to do only my job and not tell anyone if there's a problem. But what if there's a problem? And of
once heard that if you, I don't want to blame any nation, but I once heard there are cultures who just put up their feet on the desk and wait for a call. So I think this might be a good idea to screw up your project even more. So just don't do anything because you cannot. I'm sorry. Just an idea. The alternative is mix your channels and blame the others. So you can decide between no communication ever or blame the others.
And since we're supposed to have a lot of meetings, if I get bored, can I check my phone and set that I'm getting an important call and leave?
Of course, yes, but I think cover your ass. So as long as your customer or your manager don't see that you're doing anything else, everything is fine, so you get your money.
Oh, but if I say it's a call from I'm with my manager and I say, okay, the client is calling me directly, can I take this outside?
You ignore it?
No. I lie to him, I tell him, okay, he's calling me, but actually no one is calling me.
Then it depends how mastered your manager is, because if he is mastered, he knows you're lying. If not, everything is fine.
No, because if he's mastered, he will not be in the company that fucks up projects, right?
Yeah.
He's an idiot, he doesn't know.
Yeah.
That's it.
First of all, thank you very much for this very good advice, because I think that they are the key for the success. But my question is, after all of this, how to get paid?
Can you repeat it, please?
How to get paid by the customer after following all this incredible advice?
I personally did this from a perspective of an employee. So you get paid, it's not your problem. But to end the story from the beginning, I just advised my lawyer 2 days ago to write letters. Yeah.
I may suggest to add a thing about deadlines, because it happened to me a couple of times about BDD, which is birthday-driven deadlines. That is, fixed deadlines just because that day is customer's birthday. And it happened for you, so maybe you can add to the slide.
I love this.
BDD helps a lot. Be nice.
Yeah.
Test.
Vina will love it.
Yeah.
Not a question, it's more of a remark. You can make use of a lot. You said about no communication. You should use IDD, intuition-driven development.
Yeah, I wanted to mention. No, I think it will come up. Any more questions? Because I have a few bonus slides. I said to Andreas that I will not duplicate his content. I think I will not, but if yes, I'm sorry. So a few bonus slides and tech-related. So only use FTP and no version control ever. It's important, read it right. It's FTP, it's not FTPS, it's not SFTP either. Yes?
Why use FTP when you can SSH and write code in production?
Good question. Why to use FTP if you can write directly on the production machine? Good point. We'll add it. There is one downside on the version control part. You cannot blame others.
You can use Dropbox.
Yes, you can Dropbox. Cool idea.
We should make our own company.
Yeah. Do it your own way. Your own formatting, your own grammar and spelling, your own language, of course, your own PHP and CSS class names and namespaces, cool things, and change tools early and often. Use more than one issue tracker. Use more than one instant messenger. Change the egal methods, the language from PHP to Erlang or even to assembler, and mix. And never forget, agile are just guidelines, no rules. Change goals during the sprint, and no one needs ever retrospectives. Use the latest hot shit. You can be sure it doesn't work. There is no documentation, no experience in the company, and only a handful of experts on Earth. One machine fits all. Dev and production environment on the same machine. Did it ever happen to you that you tried anything and one varnish cache is riding in the other, or one Redis is riding in the other? It's a lot of fun to debug. Now I'm really over. So my forces are experience. A lot of it are no, of course not. Yeah, and then there are 2 cool blog posts about how to screwing up a project. Yeah. Sorry for the strong language, and thank you very much for listening.